It is now time for TNA Talking Points. Give me Nelson, Danny McGinn. Who are you?
Who's the man? Who are you? What are you doing?
Everybody Constantino. Here on Next Sports.
My junk is all crushed here.
Great, super. What a way to start the show, huh? TNA, total non-stop action is guess what we're getting over there. Let's talk about coming off the heels of the Destination X pay-per-view last Sunday, which in many people's minds didn't deliver what was expected. You had a shorter than expected X Division match. Yeah. You had Christopher Daniels winning the title in a good match, but a match that was shortened due to an injury by Samoa Joe, and an elongated Monty Brown and Christian Cage match at the end of the show. Again, didn't deliver. Delivered as far as TNA pay-per-view quality goes, but could have been a better show. With that being said, recent announcement, at the end of that show, we saw a return. Big Papa comes into TNA. Meathead. What?
Good God.
Is that a good strategy? Or?
It just means basically that TNA does not have a wellness program.
With all due respect, I hate to break the news, but in 2000, Scott Steiner didn't exactly draw for WCW, did they, Frank?
Well...
Scott Steiner, did he really draw? Mayhem in Milwaukee, boy. The fans were chanting WWE stuff at the time. Scott Steiner was in there. Yeah, it was terrible. I was really sad. She brought my mom to that event, and I was like... But she was happy that Flair was there, but other than that, I mean... But Scott Steiner... No bueno. He's not bringing in the money.
It's a name. That's all he has.
Is it really, though? In 2006, in March of 2006, is it really a name?
Yeah, I think it's still a name. Because people are
TNA fans?
TNA fans, let's be honest, TNA fans are nothing more than displaced WCW fans.
I think TNA fans are
nothing more than displaced WCW fans.
I think they're wrestling fans that are looking for something different.
That's what a WCW fan wants.
With all due respect, I think the people that are wrestling fans are the guys that are paying for the tickets in Detroit, not the people going in the Orlando studios.
For free. However, I've waited in that line. I've seen a TNA taping. Most people, and it was about a year ago I was there, most people come to the grounds simply to go to the TNA show. They're not theme parkers.
Absolutely.
They're not.
The theme parkers happy to have the TNA there because they're drawing more people.
Instead of the Impact Zone, they should be calling it the TNA Arena. Except the only difference is it's not a remodeled bingo hall because it's the same concept. You got the same people each week coming to the TNA show, each other week coming to the TNA shows, which isn't a bad thing. But at the end of one of your major pay-per-views, you've got Scott Steiner, you've got the Dudleys, and you've got Christian Cage. I'm not Christian Cage. Christian Cage.
Steve Borden.
Steve Borden Sting. Christian Cage in a league of his own.
I'm coming to.
In a league of his own in TNA because he made the conscious decision to take advantage of an opportunity over there as opposed to being released by WWE and then signed by
Very Jericho-esque, actually. Jericho leaving WCW, going to WWE.
Right. Yes. Scott Steiner, one of the people who was supposed to be involved with the name recognition that you said in getting TNA on Spike TV and getting that primetime spot. April 13th is the debut date. However, the debut time has changed significantly. TNA has shook up the lineup. Vince McMahon will be saying that in a couple of months. It's time to shake things up again. They shook up the lineup a little bit on Thursdays, moved the Ultimate Fighter and the UFC show around in the schedule. TNA now on at 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern, 2 hours later than originally announced. What impact does that have on Impact?
It has a huge impact because TNA was supposed to be a prime time. Dan, seriously, you're killing it. You are killing it. Give me some room. It's going to have a huge impact on it because that was supposed to be a prime time show. TNA is just not going to be able to get over anymore. People go to bed at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
On Thursday especially.
What they can do is take advantage of the late hour, and if they want to push an envelope, they can get away with it.
If they want, they know how.
They can't.
TNA.
They can't.
Thank you.
Right. But they could. That option is there because they won't have certain people saying, "Wait a minute, it's prime time." It's not. It's 10 o'clock now. It's 11 o'clock.
So what you're trying to say, they could perhaps do a Tracy Brooks, Matt Bentley. Well, Tracy Brooks split is what you're trying to say. Like,
they can't. Do they know how right now? I don't think they.
But I'm in the same page.
That is a different demographic at at 10 p.m.
I like
Central.
Tracy Brooks.
Oh, I think she's gorgeous. She's great. I love her.
Midget, but I like her.
Toronto.
I almost feel like
Tracy Brooks,
something
here,
significant
no
has
more than
happened
2
on
months
this
ago.
episode of Max Sports.
Okay.
You got these yahoos over here doing their thing, being innuendish and such, and us over here trying to run a show.
Trying to run a Trying to run a professional
I wonder what
broadcast
Vince
show.
Russo's doing nowadays. Maybe we can get him
He's
some
fucking
something.
God. This very studio, you know how many times we found in this studio?
A lot of
We have
on,
sought
hold
the
on.
truth in this very studio.
I'm sorry.
Danny, you.
I apologize to everyone online. That's a fucking reference.
The question, Danny, is what impact will this have on Impact going 2 hours later than they originally announced?
I would say this is a test for TNA. A test for TNA to see
Look,
if we can
he's back in WWE.
Don't hold the phone. This is going to be a trial, if you will, for TNA to work on how they do the
Different
programming,
word meaning the same.
how they structure the programming. But I think
That was
that
the Eric Bischoff trial?
I think it's going to be good. However, hold the phone. Dan Conda's talking. No, in fact, I think it's good because in time, I think in a few months or what have you, perhaps summer, that maybe TNA will be able to come in earlier at a different time.
It's not live.
And that's a very valid point because
That's not
the
live at 10 o'clock.
It's not live at all. They're taping on Mondays. They're moving their date. However, the UFC show, The Ultimate Fighter, is a 12-week run. Once that 12 weeks are up, take a look at what the ratings are. Now, this is a smart move for TNA. It isn't a move TNA wanted. It's a move Spike TV laid on them. But it's a great move for them because they've got a lead-in now. CSI viewers would not have stayed for TNA.
Absolutely not. 2 different genres
Exactly.
altogether.
However, you've got WWE coming off of a completely different demographic in Law and Order Criminal Intent on USA. So,
But
again,
they're
the rolling
branded.
can work.
They're
Exactly.
branded as
Exactly.
that spot.
TNA has to establish themselves on Thursdays with the lead-in from The Ultimate Fighter, which is the way it all started, and then perhaps take that spot.
That'd be a great
Well,
show
that's
to,
shuffle.
to also precede once the Ultimate Fighter is over.
12 weeks.
Replays of My Name Is Earl. That's the wrestling
Not on
demographic right
Spike
there.
TV, you don't. That's the
You put syndicated My Name Is Earl right into it. That'd be
Frank,
perfect.
TNA moved.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I think it's they have an opportunity where they can push an envelope if they want at that hour. The problem is because it's taped. If someone
Right.
just wants to, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock out east,
Wait, hold on.
they're gonna read the results and then decide if they want to watch. Whereas
Right.
on Raw, I have to watch because I have no idea what's gonna
The
happen.
spontaneity of being live. I mean, that's what
Having a
I don't
Raw.
watch SmackDown. To
Having a
be
Raw live.
quite
No,
frankly
no.
honest with you,
I watch
forget
it.
it's on half
I
the
watch
time.
it sometimes in the beginning of the
It's a
show,
great
sometimes
show.
about 8 o'clock because I need to see my guy.
Who's that again?
Papa
Boogeyman. Oh, getcha. Speaking of those type characters, Sabu is expected back shortly in TNA. Who should he work? Who should Sabu's angle be with in TNA?
Here's a total mixed match. How about Big Papa Pump versus Sabu? That'll never work.
Probably have an equal amount of
Samoa
injuries.
Joe, I guess, makes the most sense.
You know what, Frank? I hadn't even thought about that.
Good.
That's a good play.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know if it does. Sabu obviously has to stay healthy. But,
Sabu high fly.
Sabu
No,
he
no, no.
has to stay healthy. He hasn't been healthy since '73.
since '72.
Oh, I don't even think he's that old, actually.
I think it's great.
Okay, great.
No, I agree. I agreed already.
That's a great idea. That's fabulous.
First time on the show?
Could be your
Seriously, I
last.
need some room. You're killing me. I'm gonna pull a hammy.
Oh, it's got a heavy. That's talking points for TNA, folks. Now let's